Live. Hello and welcome to another episode of SprueCast. There's just two of us tonight. There's me and Josh. Gordon's he's just taking some time out at the moment, and I believe Gil is busy he's busy painting something huge. So he's painting 1-to-1 scale tonight. It'd be today over there. So there's just the two of us, me and Josh. Tonight we're gonna have a look at the struggle small shops face as opposed to the internet. Bricks and mortar, a lot of people call them. And we'll go from there. So I think first of all, we're going to have a look at what we've been working on this week. I'll go first.
Okay.
This week, I haven't done a lot because let me start again. I have done a lot, but it coincides with our other feature over, what I've bought this week. So I'm just going to concentrate when it comes on at this moment. What we've built this week, I'm just going to concentrate on the model side of it. So I bought a what is this? Let me get it. Oh, so it's an intruder, an A6E intruder, and we're building this. It's part of a buddy build on the SprueCast. Not on the SprueCast, sorry, on the Sprue Surgeon waiting room. And I'm just going to bring the camera down. And we've got, this is the cockpit for the said intruder. It's 1/48 scale. And it is very highly detailed. We were commenting as we were putting this together last night. And myself and a friend were really commenting on how much detail this kit has in the cockpit, especially. It is phenomenal. I don't know whether that's coming through.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere you look, it's really. I need to get another light in here because it's not. Let me bring that in a bit closer if I can. There we go. So huge amounts of detail on every surface. It's incredible. Now this is the, as I say, it's the Kinetic 148 kit, and you've got your levers and that, and then you've got the two seats that sit in the front. And they're highly detailed as well. And this one, they even have the little, if I can get my fingers out of the shadow, they have a little tiny radio transmitter just on the side there. Just, my finger's so big, just there. Little, I believe that's the radio transmitter. So if they eject, it starts sending out a signal. Really is a beautifully detailed kit. Now, on the downside of this, the instructions are dire. For example, just to show you, this piece here, this sort of half crescent, isn't even given a number in the instructions. There's absolutely no number on it. So we had to go searching for that. And if you've seen my review, you'll realise how much plastic is in this kit. The box is chocker full of it. And there's no number. So when you've got to start looking for pieces, it's a bit of a nightmare. Added to that, there's another piece. If we just bring this one out. So this piece here there. If we were to look at said instructions, if I bring that in, you can see that says that piece, which is on this instructions, it's H36, I believe, that sits on the middle console, right? But when you actually come to fit that on the middle console, there's not a chance in hell that is going to fit on there. There's just no way. It's the wrong shape. It's the wrong size. So, yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, is basically what I'm saying. But it is phenomenally well detailed. It's almost like looking at a resin cockpit. And we are enjoying building it. The two of us are building it as a buddy build. Other people are, they're entitled to join if they want to. If they're part of the Sprue Surgery waiting room, by all means, if you want to build an intruder, come along, subscribe and join in with the nightly hangout, and you can enjoy building it. So that's basically what I've built this week in terms of models. We'll pass over to Josh now and see what he's been doing.
So I have been working on this charger for a couple weeks, and I started putting in the black details. So I did the bar, the windows, that gasket around the windows. The black in the windows.
That looks nice. That black detail around the windows really it pops. Really gives them.
And then the seam line in there. I even did the ones on the roof.
Yeah.
The engine bay. I don't know if it'll show up. It may not. But I just add some black kind of, and then did the same thing to the grill, but I put silver taillight housing or the headlight housing, and then I went to the bottom, and it did turn out okay, but I got to clean it up still.
Yeah.
But, it's underneath the car, so it's going to look like crap anyway.
Well, yeah, it's underneath the cars are never clean, really, are they?
No, not really. I still have to do the exhaust. I got to get all the black on it, and that's kind of basically all the time I've had. I did get some more paint on this guy or girl for the group, but I just haven't had a whole lot of time at this table. So.
Yeah. So if because you normally do a lot of Warhammer figures, but I've noticed lately you're sort of doing more cars. Is cars an interest that you're moving into?
Oh no, dude! I have helicopters are probably the number one.
Really? They're your favorite helicopters.
But I have a Tamiya tank that I've got that I open it up every 3 months or so. Open it up and no, not time for that. Close the box.
Yeah. I've got kits like that.
I've got a Missouri ship. I've got the MASH helicopter. I thought about doing that the other day, but cars. I've got a couple jets. There's 2 or 3 Gundams up there, but I think I got more helicopters up there than I got anything else.
I don't think I've seen you build a helicopter. I've got.
I've done a couple. In September I bought they're really hard kits to find other than like the really cheap ones you find at like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. But the last show, those guys go in and buy like stashes.
Yeah.
And then they sell the kits for really cheap to make profit on them. So I got like 15 helicopter kits for like $40 or something like that.
What sort of scale are they? Are they 1/72 or bigger?
I'd have to pull a couple of them down. I think they're not the really big ones. They're like the Revell Apache.
Yeah.
The medium sized one, I think it's 170, 140.
You know what? I'm going to write this down, but I think maybe we should do a helicopter, a helicopter episode where we just look at helicopters.
You know, like that one. It's 172nd.
Yeah.
So they're going to be this size or bigger.
Yeah, I've recently bought the Falklands Westland. I think it's the Westland Wessex. It's 170. No, it's 132nd. Loads of resin with it. Beautiful kit. I haven't reviewed it or anything yet, but I think we should do a helicopter episode where we just concentrate on all the. Yeah, I think I like that idea. I like helicopters as models. You just don't see very many of them.
At some point, I want to actually ride in a helicopter. I haven't done that yet either, but
yeah, I'd love to and all.
I mean, I put this guy together before. But it's the same thing with glass.
Yeah.
I have such a hard time with canopies and windows and I got this evergreen canopy glue that I tried on a car last time, and the windows came out a lot better in that. So at some point I'm gonna pick a jet.
You know, I'm gonna write that down as well. I think at some point we should also do a show on glass, on canopies, on how to put them in without misting them, and ways to polish them up. I think that would be a popular episode as well. So I'm just going to write canopies down there. Make sure I spell it right so I don't wake up tomorrow and go, oh, we're doing an episode on dainty little foods that we can eat.
Right.
Yeah. Canapes. So, anyway, moving on. So this week we're going to look at what we've bought shortly, but to tie in with that, what I wanted to concentrate on this week was the fact that many of us buy our products online. It's no secret that I buy a lot of my stuff from Mike Jolly. I buy all my stuff from Mike Jolly. I don't like the shops as a rule because they're too expensive. I'm talking about the big shops. Over here, they're called Hobbycraft. They charge a massive markup on the registered retail price, and I just generally don't want to give them my money. So with that in mind, I recently came across a new chap who's in our group. He's just joined our group, and he, I'm sure you won't mind if I mention his name. He's Nathan Cox, and he's starting his own modeling business up. So selling models. His YouTube details. His Facebook page I have put in the description of this YouTube. So if you go in the description, his page is there. Now, bear in mind, he's just starting out. He's got the backing of the Prince's Trust, which is a big thing in Britain. It's a massive thing in Britain. You get the backing of the Prince's Trust. It's just huge. Nathan has a long road in front of him. He's got a long, hard task to start this business up that he's chosen. And I think as modelers, we should really try and support him. It's very difficult in this day and age to come in, bricks and mortar and try and start up a modeling business. And I, for one, I intend to make sure that I can't read it now. I intend to make sure that I buy something through his store. And I guess what I'm asking is that everyone else just have a look. He's very new, so what I'm saying is everything's not quite set up yet. So please don't go in and judge straight away. Just bear in mind he's setting things up. He's working as well. I just want to give him all the support I can. I have no affiliation to him at all. He's not sponsoring me. He's not paying me anything to do this. The whole ethos behind the Sprue Surgery waiting room was to back people in the hobby that had mental health issues, anxiety, and things like that. And they need help. And Josh, I don't know about you, but many of the members in our group suffer from anxiety or, some such thing like that. And I do believe that Nathan also suffers from anxiety, as I do, and he suffers from depression as well as I do. So he's got a difficult task ahead of him. It's not easy. So please go and have a look at his site. Text him, message him. He's very receptive. He'll answer you. Maybe not straight away because he's a very busy person, but let's get behind him and try and help him start this business up.
Hey, Mark, look at the comments.
Yeah, I know Angela's telling me off to the side. I'm getting carried away. I'm waffling on.
No,
so
them.
Is the guy we're putting a comment in? Is that the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. So Nathan is on in the chat at the moment.
Pippin Junction.
His name is Pippin Junction. So he, if you've got any requests or anything like that, that's who Nathan is. He's much better qualified to answer questions on his business than I am. So
he's not officially starting up till November.
Right, there you go. He's not officially starting up till November, but it doesn't hurt to get out there and get an early start. And that's all I want to say on that. I hope he does really well. But it did bring up the subject of we all go online. We all buy online. It's easy. We go on eBay or wherever, Amazon, tap, and we order our things and they're there the next day. It's very easy, cost effective, very cheap. It wouldn't hurt us for every now and then just to get something from one of the smaller businesses. The people that struggle, the people that need our money. Yeah. So let's all try and do that.
So Mark, let's put it back so it's on both of us, because I'm going to chime in at some point here. But
yeah, sorry about that. I just got carried away waffling on as I do.
it's all right. It's no big deal. But the thing is, if you want it right now, most of the time you can find it at the hobby shop. And that's the convenience of going to the hobby shop, is you mostly, if you go to this, go to get like a car kit, you're going to go home with a car kit. You may not be the one you exactly wanted, but it's a car, No,
I mean, obviously things are different in America because I don't know about other people in England, but where I live in Northampton, so where I live, we've got one model shop, like a proper, it's a train shop, but it does models as well. And we've got Hobbycraft. Now, Hobbycraft, they basically do some Tamiya kits, the Airfix kits,
Very basic.
and the Revel kits, but they only do the really popular ones, right? And they mark them up a massive amount.
And they have no information on them.
They've got nobody there that knows about these things. Nobody there that you can talk to that has experience with modelling. For example, I went there once. They'd got a 1/24th scale Harrier Airfix, and I picked it up. The box looked like it had been driven over by a 4x4 Humvee. It was all crushed. There were holes all over the box. When you picked it up, you could hear the shattered bits of plastic falling through the sprues. It was an absolute mess. And I went and asked them how much it was. And they said they gave me the full retail price at the time. So I explained to them that it was trashed. What are you going to give me off for that? I explained that, I told them I'm going to have to go through that. There's probably lots of bits that are knackered. I'm going to have to write off and get different pieces replaced and so on and so forth. And they came back after 10 minutes and told me that the manager said he'll take 10% off, which was nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't buy it, and that's how they do their business.
So I understand that part of it, because it's product that they have to sell.
Yeah.
They have to get their value out of it. If they paid a certain amount for that kit, they got to kind of get their money out of it.
Well, I've been told, and I don't know how true this is, that they don't actually own the Airfix kits they sell. They are actually Airfix. Airfix have the be-all, and they have the say-all with it. So they've got no leeway with it. I don't know how true this is.
They don't have very much range.
But they've got no leeway with it. And the thing is, as Angela's just saying there to me, they don't have a great range. And whenever you look at a kit, I look at a kit and I see that it's, right, I'm going to say I look at a kit and it's 30 quid. I know that I can go home and I can get on the phone and probably get it off Mike for 20 or 22, and that's delivered. And all I've, yes, I haven't got it there and then, but I've saved 8 quid and all I've got to do is wait a few more days. And they don't seem to understand that in that shop. They don't seem to get that they're losing money because their range of paints, they just do Humbrol, Tamiya, and Revel, and they're never well stocked. So it's very, very poorly run. And that's why I think that's why these shops don't do very well.
That's not the experience I have. I would say this. At my hobby shop near me, the only reason I still have a hobby shop is because of the train side. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But the guy that owns that store started it with models. So he knows exactly what's on his shelf, knows exactly how to put it together, and it's a family-owned business. So they all do the hobby.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably more of the case here in the States, is it's someone that actually does the hobby. And you don't get hired there unless you do the hobby.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's business 101, kind of,
Yeah. So you've got a much, so your Hobby Lobby is like our Hobby Craft. Except you've got a better range, you've got more experienced people there. So it works over there. I don't know whether they're trying to copy it over here, but it's not working.
So let's back up a second. Hobby Lobby is totally different from a hobby shop. Okay. Let's Hobby Lobby here in the States is basically just a craft store.
Yeah, which is like Hobbycraft. Yeah.
Okay. So if that's what you're talking about, that's not a hobby shop. That's a craft store.
Right.
Because at the Hobby Lobby, there might be someone in the store that knows how to put models together, but he don't work in that section. I guarantee it. It's just not possible. But Hobby Lobby here has a 40% off coupon. I don't know if they still mark the kits up, so they still make a profit on that kit. But at the end of the day, you're still getting like a $30 kit for like $15.
Yeah. That don't happen here.
So
at least not to my experience.
So a hobby shop, is strictly for the hobby. Now, the one in my area also has like a toy section, railroad section, RC section. I want to say like RC boats or the boat, boat racing stuff. That's real popular here too. But normally a hobby shop is family owned. I don't know of one in my area that's not family owned.
Yeah.
And there's a couple people in my area I'd love to get on here, but it's coordinating it. And usually Sundays are their only day off, so that's the last thing they want to do.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure it out.
We have said that we could, in special circumstances, we can arrange for you to do the interview and sort of record it, and if that's a possibility.
Well, we'll have to work it out.
Yeah.
I can't promise anything, but I'm
aware of that. So if we move, so I've touched on our hobby craft, which is not really a hobby shop as such. It's more of a craft shop. So now let me go to our local hobby shop and my experience of that. So my experience of our local hobby shop. Now, this is family run. It's a tiny little unit, but it's the back of the shop is chock full of all train stuff. Different scales, it's got it all there. And then the center of the shop, it's all RC. And then you've got quite a good range of kits. So there's Tamiya kits, Revel, some Airfix, if I remember correctly, not a great deal, and then a few other brands, but you don't have Zvezda. I haven't seen any Edward up there or anything like that. So they don't do anything like that at all. Their paints are Revell, Humbrol, Tamiya. That's it. That's all they do, right?
Wait, paint. So isn't Humbrol the European version of the Revell? Or am I saying that wrong? Humbrol?
No, I wouldn't say that. I've got Revell paints. I've got Humbrol, or I've had Humbrol paints. I haven't got them anymore. And I don't think they're the same. No, that's just my opinion. Somebody else obviously has the opinion that they're the same from what you're saying. But
I've never seen the Humbrol line. I'm assuming that's closer to you, right?
Yeah, the Humbrol line, they've just changed. Now, the Humbrol line, they've changed. They used to come in tiny little bottles like Life Colour with a little screw lid on the top. They just announced they're changing to the dropper bottles, Humbrol. The paint in it is exactly the same. Don't be fooled into thinking it's a new paint. It's the same paint in a new bottle. So that's that. Now, my first visit to the hobby shop was, so I went into the hobby shop and there was an air of indifference towards me. I was new in there, fair enough. They weren't really interested in what I was, I asked about a few paints, and it was they were more interested in the customers they knew that come back time and time again. So a new customer coming in wasn't really of any interest. They weren't rude. Let me get that straight. They weren't rude, but I don't know how you put it. When somebody's not really interested, you're almost like you're irritating them. You're a side thing. Do you get what I mean? And so I went to them and I bought a few paints and a few brushes and that. And, I came out and I remember saying to Angela, I don't reckon much to it in there. But, I came back 2 or 3 times. And as I came back and I started buying more, they suddenly became more friendly towards me. And now they're quite friendly when I go up there. But
because I know you spend a fortune.
Yeah, because I spend a lot of money when I go in. But the thing is, when somebody new turns up in your shop, in my opinion, you should be friendly towards them, regardless of whether they're just coming in to buy one paintbrush or 10 paints and a model.
I mean, it's that first interaction that makes you go back, right? Or not go back.
I still went back.
Yeah, I still went back, but
and again.
That was because of lack of choice. And then I had all the internet and that, and they've lost a lot of business from me because I've found somebody online that is respectful towards me. They're friendly towards me. They treat me as though I'm a friend. I know I'm not a friend. I'm just I'm just buying stuff from them. But they treat me like I'm a friend. And that's the important bit, I think, when you're in a business. You've got to be friendly towards people and accepting. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and some of those shops, they kind of really cater to the car clubs or the modeling club. Here it's a car club. That's all they want to do is cars. So that's why I call it a car club. But
right,
like the shop that I go to that's near me, when I do go, and I'm going to have a bit of a rant later, but they really cater to that car club. They only keep the kits that they like, that they'll buy. They don't deviate. They have started bringing back the armor side because that club is kind of switching into armor a little bit, but
yeah,
their armor section is like maybe 5 kits, or it was a little bit ago. But the last time I went in there was like, 100 at least.
So you're saying that there's a modeling club affiliated with the shop?
I don't know the whole arrangement, but that's kind of the impression I get.
Yeah.
Because I've been in there, and I'm not part of the club, and
yeah,
I'd like to be, but I just haven't. And when they're in there, those guys are like 100% focused on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be a fly on the wall, and they still wouldn't notice you.
Yeah. I totally get what you're saying. I've been in the modeling shop when somebody that they know, and he may be buying nothing, and the minute he comes in, they switch from helping me. So I've gone in, I'm the only one in the shop, they'll help me. But the minute the popular guy walks in, they switch. Again, he may be buying nothing, but their interest is drawn towards him. So I totally see what you're saying.
But the big difference is I'm only spending maybe $40 out of the year in that shop, and they're spending like $1,200. So I get why they do it. I get why they do it. It's just kind of irritating.
But how much would you spend if they had shown interest towards you? If they'd included you and been, shown you interest, would that $40 have been $80 maybe?
No.
And then 120? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but no, I only
want to answer
that.
Yeah, she does it all the time.
I mean, unless I find deals is when I usually spend quite a bit of money. But I have enough car kits to where I could do a car every month for like a year. So yeah. I only go in there to buy a certain thing or a certain car, or I'm in there to buy a tool and I walk out with a car kit. So I only spend a little bit of money there because they are a little pricey.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? And I really truly get that they've got a building to upkeep, they've got to pay rent and all that. So you would think that if they've got all that to pay, what would it take to just be a little bit more friendly to people that are coming in that are not regular? Because the person that coming in, that's just come in to buy a paintbrush, may be a millionaire, say, maybe not a millionaire, but he's wealthy, right? He's only just popped in for a paintbrush. You
interrupt. Said again, louder this time.
Yeah, you be friendly with him, and he's going to come back, and maybe he'll spend more of his money. That's the whole thing, and I don't know whether people just don't get it at times. People that run these, I mean, like I say, the shop that is near us, the hobby shop that's near us, it's run by a small family, I think. And I don't think I've ever been in. I've been in numerous times, and they barely say 2 words to me, apart from how much it is.
It's not near us.
I know, that's the best of it.
Yeah.
We have to. How far is it? About 2, 3, 4 miles?
It's about 7 miles.
Oh, apparently it's about 7 miles. I have to go on my mobility scooter. 7 miles, Andrew has to walk with me. So that's a 14-mile round trip. And
I have to do 60, so I get it.
Yeah, and we've not got a car or anything. Well, I've got a mobility scooter. I mean, Andrew's got to do the walking. But, wouldn't hurt to give us a bloody smile when we get there or something. Or, at least make it feel like we're wanted. There you go.
So I'm gonna flip the script a little bit. How many Games W workshops are near you?
One. We've got one in the whole of Northampton that I know of.
Cool.
Now I'm going to say that is a complete contrast to the modelling shop. I've been in the Games Workshop and they couldn't be more friendly. The times I've gone in, they've not been busy. It's just been the one guy.
So, Demi is what I should call you.
Okay. Mark's having. Just so everybody knows, Mark's phone is like, I don't know. I
don't know what's going on. It won't shut up. It just keeps talking all the time.
It's going up.
Oh man. So where was I?
So, Demi is what I should call you.
Shut up! It's still going. I've completely lost my train of thought now.
So what about the GW store that you like?
Yeah. Now that complete contrast. They're very friendly. The guy there that runs it, I can go in and buy nothing, and he will stand there and talk to me about all sorts. He's even spent the time to show me how to play Games Workshop. What is it?
GW. Right?
Yeah, GW. Is that the actual name of the game as well?
Oh, Warhammer. I mean,
Warhammer. Yeah, that's it. Warhammer. He's taken the time to talk to me about Warhammer, and he rolls the dice and he fills me in on the lore, and he talks about all the background of these different characters, and it really draws you in. And I'm only in there for a pot of Citadel paint, and I'm in there for like an hour and a half, and he's, I have to draw myself away in the end. But here's a perfect example. I went in for a little tiny Citadel paint, which is about £4-5. I came out. Oh, it's not up there now. I came out with a £50 starter set of figures, and that was just from him being friendly and talking about. He was so animated about his hobby that it was like infectious. Have you never experienced that?
Okay.
I thought it down.
You never experienced when somebody's so into their hobby that it sort of catches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have, with the GW stuff, I don't nearly have that kind of experience. But, and I don't actually have a GW store, affiliate store.
Right.
But you're right. The gaming stores are more of a social aspect.
Yeah.
I really, really wish some of the hobby shops would go into some of them stores and see how they're ran. But
yeah,
why I brought this up is I have one craft store, or actually two craft stores. I have a Hobby Lobby and a Michael's. I have the hobby shop. And then there's seven
wow.
7 of the board game stores or tabletop game stores, and they're all busy. Like it's crazy. They're all like, you see people in them all the time. It's like the weirdest thing, and that hobby is more expensive.
Yeah, it is very popular. You're right. It is a social gathering place. Apologies for the dog in the background.
But I mean, it's like completely different every place I go.
Yeah.
And the thing I will say is, like, those stores also have like a side business connected with them too. So it's like, it's so much more customer experience.
Yeah. Now, I think a lot of businesses, I'm not just on about models now, but so many businesses have got so much to learn if they went in and looked at how they're run and how they run them. I don't know whether every Warhammer store is the same, but hobby stores could learn a lot from them. Maybe have a social night at the store or whatever. But the thing is, in this day and age with COVID, it's not really possible. I don't know how that's affected Warhammer and their stores. Over here, they're not. It's not quite as prevalent as it is over there. There's not quite as many stores as you've got. We've only got one. Northampton's a very big town, stroke city. Yeah, we've only got the one. There's one in Wellingborough, I think. But, you know, there you go. So,
going on about your phone. That's
Angela's running around the house at the moment trying to figure out how to turn the damn phone off. So I can hear her running about, and every now and then I hear the voice of the phone coming on. She's run up now to see Jake. He's Jake's our son, and he's done his I can't remember the name of them, the tech people at firms that fix computers and that. So he'll maybe sort it out. Either that, I'm going to get my phone back. It's going to be in bits. Wires hanging out the side, shards of screen. Just, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just been the last week or so. It started talking on a night. Didn't do it all day.
You got to have a program somewhere.
No, honestly, I haven't. And then on a night, and it's normally around this time, it starts spouting gibberish. It's absolutely incredible. Anyway, so let's move on quickly now to we're a quarter away. What we've bought this week.
I haven't. Well, I haven't gotten it yet, but I'll tell you what I bought.
Yeah,
I bought. They're kind of like these figures, but do you remember back in the 80s? There are these, the Transformers, the Generation 1 toy line and stuff.
Yeah.
I got the miniature figure of Soundwave. I have no idea. It only cost me like $5-6, so it's going to be somewhere between this size and this size.
Right. Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't got it yet. Other than that, I haven't bought anything. My last Warhammer purchase kind of broke me a little bit. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I have bought some items. So the early part of the year, I didn't buy much, but what I'd done was I sort of bought stuff and I had it all stocked at the shop where I bought it. And then what I've done was recently I had them send it all in one go. So I tend to get them I buy stuff and they put it on a shelf until they've got like a big box full, and then they send me it. So I'm just going to show you some of it because it'd be too long to go through all of it. I bought a Lightning T Mark IV. It's the trainer one with the 2 seats. Beautiful kit. I'm just going to put it on me, Josh, for a second, so that people can see the. You might have to remind me to bring it back. So that's Lightning Mark IV. I purely bought this on the box art. I just love that box art. Beautiful jet. Completely British built. Trying to get it flat on the screen.
I can't. They have no point on them. They just have that square end and that little missile thing coming out the front.
I love them. It's the only jet, I believe, that is British built and, completely built in Britain. And it's got a little bit of resin with it. Lovely kit. And as I say,
wait. There's that jet. What's the other one? There's 2, right?
What do you mean there's 2? There's this, that I've bought?
No. Actual jet that Britain has.
Oh, right. Honestly, you would have to speak to Gordon about that. He's the resident,
okay.
He's the resident expert. So yeah, that's the Lightning T Mark IV. There is a review on this on my channel. I think I paid about 37 quid for it delivered from Mike Jolly. Lovely kit. So I got that. Let me pop that down there. I also bought, I'm going to try and get this out because there is also a review on this. Apologies, give me a second. There's also a review on this kit on the channel. Let me just pop that there. And that is the A6E Intruder by Kinetic. There is so much plastic in this kit, it's unreal. The amount of plastic in there is incredible. Again, that's on the Sprue Surgery. Is it Sprue Surgery waiting room?
Yeah. Is that the one you did yesterday or the day before?
It's one I done day before. I think it's the first one I done.
Okay. I woke up to that one actually.
Yeah. Beautiful kit, so much detail, it's unbelievable. Go and have a look on YouTube on my channel, and there's a review of it. You get to see all the plastic. Unfortunately, the dog barks, the phone rings, and I think the postman comes as well at one point. It's just one of those things. So that was that. I also got a magazine I bought on abandoned abandoned items. I haven't reviewed this yet. I haven't looked through it on at all. So I probably will.
What's the name of that?
It's the Weathering magazine by Mig Jimenez. And how much is it? Can't remember how much I paid for this. They do English, Spanish, different versions. I'm just trying to find the price. I'm going to say it's around £7, but I'm not certain on that. But that's it. Again, I bought this through Mike Jolly.
No, it's really cool.
Yeah.
At some point, we do have to make that a topic too. I think.
What, magazines are abandoned?
No, the weathering.
Oh, weathering. Yeah, I agree. We do. So that's that. Then I bought some, things that you need, supplies. Let's put it that way. So I'm just going to bring the camera down a little bit for this. So we're looking at. I got some of this to give a go because I've seen Will Patterson use this, and I think if I'm right, he rates it quite highly. So I've got some of that.
See what that is, Mark.
Sorry?
I couldn't read the label. What's that?
Oh, right. Sorry. It's Mr. Colour UV Cut GX. It's like a clear coat.
Okay. Yeah, the light kind of washes out that name. That's why.
Let me see if I can get it to just pop into focus. Oh, it's not going to.
It looks like a Tamiya bottle. That's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah, well, Mr. Hobby paints are sort of that size. They're a bit taller for these clear colours. Now, I don't know whether many people have noticed, but this stuff's getting quite difficult to get hold of. Whether it's because of the COVID or I don't know, but you may notice that it's suddenly shot up in price. So I bought 2 or 3 of these to keep in the drawer. I also got these. I've seen many people go on about them. Let me get the label right. And this is Mr. Cement SPB, which I think stands for black. And it's basically this, but in black, as far as I'm aware. I haven't used it yet.
No, wait. Isn't that the stuff that has, it's like sprue glue, right? You actually buy that's sprue glue, right?
No, sprue, it's not like sprue glue. It's very much like this. It's very thin.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's a different product. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet, but let's have a look. There's no thickness to it. It's very thin. It's, you can.
Oh, okay.
It drips.
Sweet.
So, the benefits to it apparently are when you're doing seam lines, you use this. You can see exactly what's going on the seam line between fuselages and things like that. So, again, I grabbed 3 bottles of this, put that in the drawer. I also saw this, and I thought I'd give it a go. I tend to buy stuff and then don't really think about it. But apparently this is liquid decal film, and it restores old decals and make custom decals. So you can print decals off on your printer at home if you've got the right paper. And then I guess you put this over the top, and this is like your carrier film. That's what I think.
Wait, what?
So it's made by Microscale, the same people that do Microsol and Set.
Okay.
And it's just called liquid decal film. That's what it's called.
So I it's been a while, and I'm not very good with decals to begin with, but
there we go.
Some of the stuff that I've seen is you just take a clear coat and you just go over the top. Is that what that's supposed to be?
No, I think they're slightly different. So I understand what you're saying, but I've done these homemade decals before. So I've printed them off on my printer with regular ink, and then you buy like a craft sealer. It's not like, as far as I'm aware, it's not the same as aqua gloss or anything like that. It's a proper sealer of sorts. You spray that on over. You spray it on first. You let it dry. You spray another coat on. You let it dry. You follow the directions basically, and then afterwards you should be able to cut your decal out, dip it, and then slide it on to your model. But I've found when I've used certain products that when I dip them in the water still gets to the ink and makes it sort of bleed out a bit. And it's not very good. So I'm giving this a go.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
just to try. It says it's for old decals as well. So, I only give it a go. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was £3 or £4, mate, if that. I'll give it a go. Maybe do a review on it, see how it works out.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, and the other things I bought, I've already built. So I'm just going to show you the 2 items. Well, there's more. I've got more to build, but basically, I bought this drawer set here, which I built up. This was this one here was £22 delivered, and then my favourite one is this one here. If I can just move the microphone out of the way. One of the issues I use a lot of Revel paints, and storage was a real problem. And then I saw this excellent little set, £22 for the 2 drawers. It's got all my Revel paints in.
Wait, is that how Revel paint comes out now? I haven't bought Revel paint in a long time.
Yeah, Revel paints in these little square boxes.
Huh.
And you get 18 mils in each pot. And once you've thinned it down, you can probably double that. So you get way more for your money than you do if you buy Tamiya or Humbrol or whatever. And then finally, I've still got some to build, but I got a new couple of racks to put up, and they're on the wall there. And of course, a new spray booth, because my spray booth packed up on me. So I finally got one with lights around it so I could see what I'm doing when I'm painting.
Yeah. I have that same exact one. I don't have the light version, but I take like the LED shop light. It's like 4 foot by 2 foot.
Has yours got the twin fans in the back?
No, they're not. I have a single.
That has got 2 fans in the back. It's really powerful.
Yeah. Oh, the one I have, I mean, it works great. But you just I just set that on top of the angled part of the plastic, and it lights up the whole area inside. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what I've bought. That's a really long thing. I've never been able to say about all the stuff I've bought. I've bought brushes, new paints. I've been very lucky. So that's what I've bought this. Say it's not really this week, it's the last 6 months really, but there we go. And of course I got this the other week as well. I don't know whether I already mentioned this, how to use CAD. So I'm teaching myself CAD. There we go. So bring the camera back to both of us. I'm going to need to check my phone's turned off now. It's got all my notes on it, so I can't remember whether there was anything else that I needed to mention today. Anything else you wanted to mention, Josh?
Yeah.
There is.
Just go out and support your local hobby shop. I mean, I know it's kind of a sad time, but I mean, waiting a couple days in the mail, or getting it right away. I mean, I get, price. Some people just can't afford it, but you should try to help out your local shop as much as you can.
Yeah. And as I've said, look in the description of this. Nathan's shop is, or his Facebook page is in there. Get in touch with him. There is one other thing I need to mention I forgot about. There's a laser giveaway. George Formichev is a friend of mine. He owns Endurance Lasers. He's done a lot of work with lasers. It's his passion. I've interviewed him once before, and he's giving away a 15-watt laser. This is a 15-watt laser's big. Now, the downside is he asked me to do this a while ago, and because of everything that was going on, I forgot. You've only got 2 days to enter this. 2 days left. Go and enter. The link is in the description. Go and enter that, and you could win a 15-watt laser. And that's a lot of money. George is a nice guy. We may get him back on.
So let me ask a question: is that the whole setup, or is it just the laser part of it?
I don't know that, Josh. You would have to have a look at the description. I think it's just the laser kit. I'm not sure, because a lot of George's lasers, they just fit on 3D printers. So like you could take a laser and fit it to your Creality. And it's fairly straightforward. He's got all the instructions and everything online, I think, because his company is Endurance. It's called Endurance. He's on Facebook. I think he's on YouTube. We'll get him on. We will get him on at some point, because he's always about promoting his business. Sorry, my leg's falling off. So he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. So yeah, links below in the description.
Told Jack.
What?
Your leg would fall off. You told me to do that. Wouldn't fall off.
Yeah. No, I meant me foot, me shoe.
Well, how about we call it a day and
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So thanks for everybody popping in. I hope you had a good time. Basically, support your local hobby shop. Links in the description. You've got a laser giveaway with George Formichev of Endurance, and you've got Nathan Cox. His link is in the description below for his Facebook page. Please try and support him. If it's not him, if he's not close to you, or you've got somebody closer, go and support them. And we will see you all next week. Bye for now.
Bye. Hey, Mark, what'd you do there, buddy? We're still live. Did he kick himself out? Mark. That's funny. I think Mark disappeared. This is, I could take over now, I guess. Nah, just kidding. All right. Well, I'm gonna kick on out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Right, apologies for that. I don't know what's happened there. The screen played up and some Chinese woman came on the on my feed. I'm completely lost. We're going now. Bye.